Hey guys, my name is Akash. I'm a recently qualified cost management accountant, and in this video we will be discussing about your examinations, what to prepare, what not to prepare, and all, right? So since there are only 10 days left, it's a very high time and it's quite better if you know what to prepare for your examinations. If you are a CMA intermediate guy who's writing the group 1 or group 2, or you're a CMA final guy who's writing group 3 or group 4, so this video will be catering to each and every one of you, writing each and every subject, each and every group, and each and every level, right? So let's actually dive into the video with, let's start the recording here. So yeah, hi. Anyways, so first of all, what all are things to be prepared? First of all, I want you to go through a mood setting thing. What is that? First of all, you go through the previous attempts question papers, right? Since you are in December 2024 attempt of CMA Inter or CMA Final, so you have to go through June 24 papers, December 23 paper, and June 23 paper, right? At the same time, if you come through, if you are going through this thing, so complete syllabus 2016 also. You guys belong to 2022 syllabus, but you have to go to the syllabus 2020, 2016 also. Why? The reason is that the more familiar you are with these sort of questions, the more easier for you it will be to solve. Why? For example, you came through a question in the examination directly. Now, this question might scare you for the might scare you because you're seeing that for the first time. But if similar question has been repeated previously, then this might not scare you. Why? Because you're already familiar with solving those sort of questions. So that is the reason I ask you to go through the questions of the previous attempts also. At the same time, previous syllabus also, 2016 as well. Next, moving to the next one of each and everything. Yeah, you might, if you want, you can skip subjects like DT and IDT because we usually have these amendments of for every 6 months or 1 year. So that might have become obsolete, but go through the questions of other subjects. Next, model question papers. For model question papers, again, the must is December 2024. You have to cover that. June 2024, December 2023, and June 2023. Again, for previous attempts questions and model question papers, you can go even the backward dates as well, like December 2022, June 22 as well. But these are you must do. If you have time, if you have patience, if you have the willingness to complete, yeah, you can go still backward, but these are things you have to do it. Next, this is for both the syllabus where applicable and for both the sets, because set A, set B, or set 1, set 2 are given, so you have to go through them as well. Next, this is something which is really important. Coming to the third step of our video, which is practical subject, theoretical subject, and semi-practical subject. I know there is nothing called a semi-practical subject, but we usually see in our examinations of DT or IDT where questions are given based on theory. At the same time, they are also given in practicals also, right? So it's better to have a separate strategy for them. First, let's deal with the practical subject. How to solve a practical subject. So along with the questions that you have solved above, what are the model question papers and your previous attempts questions? So once you're done with that, you go to the solving of the illustrations and examples which are given in between the chapter. Like, since you're reading the chapter, there are few questions in between the chapter, right? Example number 1 or illustration 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So first you have to solve that. Once you are done with that, the chapter comes to an end. Then after ending the chapter, there are a few questions which are related to what? Which are related to those exercise questions. So you have to complete them also, right? So solve the one at the end of the chapter. So each and every chapter has two components. One is at the end of the chapter, one is at the illustration. So you have to solve both. Next, but first you have to deal with previous year questions and the model question papers. Why? Because this is like a what? This is like a mood setter. Key, okay, these are the sort of questions that are being expected in the examination. So accordingly, your mind will be set in identifying those sort of questions while you are solving the questions in your books as well. Next, how to go with the theoretical subjects. Now I know that many of you, trust me, have doubts regarding how to write the answers in your theoretical subjects. The point is that no one in the world, come again, no one in the world can replicate or write the exact same words which are given in the textbook or our study material. This is for sure. So what you have to do, you have to read the whole thing, get a proper gist of it, what the exact, what exactly the paragraph or the particular section is trying to say, get the gist and reproduce the same thing in the your own words, right? Because even the toppers also, or even the lawmakers also can't replicate the same exact language which is given in the textbook or the study material, whatever it may be, right? So for theory subjects and their answers, go through what the answer is trying to convey, write it once or twice. Write it once or twice, even with, okay, without seeing. Once you get an understanding of the concept, write it in your own words, but don't go off track. Okay, this is something which is important. Why? Try to read the whole thing, close your book, write what all that you have remembered. Okay, I'll just read this. What is here? Have patience. Okay, whatever is given in the book, try to write that. Then open the book, try to what? Match everything. Things are good. Again, do the same thing. But at the different time. Like if you have studied it in the morning, just do it in the night again. So that this will stay in your mind. Next, it's okay even if it is the day before your examination. For example, what happened with me in law was, for corporate governance chapter, I was not that confident. So I started doing the same thing just 2 days before the examination. But the most important thing is that other things should have been completed, because if others are also pending and I'm wasting time here, that's not going to work, right? So perfection, not perfection, at least 90% perfection is important, because if you run after perfection, time will be wasted now. Next, by the way, explain with an example wherever you feel it is necessary. Like if the question asks you explain so and so, write each and everything about the concept, and then you can give your example again in your own words. It's completely fine. See, the point is that you can write things of your own words, but you should not go off track. First thing. Second thing, that has to stick to the concept, right? That has to stick to the concept. For example, establishing a company or incorporation of a company, both means the same, but incorporation has more weightage because the language of law, we cannot go beyond that, right? You have to use certain words. Usage of certain words is important. At the same time, what? At the same time, your language can be own, because no one no one can replicate the same exact thing whatever is there in the study material. Next, moving to the next one, semi-practical subjects. For DT or IDT, etc., learn the concept well first. For example, if we are talking about the time of supply, for time of supply, there are different concepts, right? The invoice is given. Yeah, invoice is given before delivery, after delivery, and all. So you have to learn it first very properly. Once you are done with that very strongly or very firmly, then you have to question. Then we have to solve a lot of questions again of this attempt, because things go obsolete in DT or IDT because we have frequent amendments. Done. Next, go through the amendments video. By the way, I just forgot to mention here, whatever the amendments are applicable to you, you have to come again, you have to go through them. Why? Because there are high chances that amendments might be asked in the examination. It is a general way of checking ki, okay, fine, we have released the amendments, let's see whether this kid has learned it or not. Why? Because that's what a professional does. He has to stay updated with the amendments that are being released by the institute, or at the same time the Income Tax Act or your indirect taxes wala thing. Next, CBIC. Next, coming to the MCQs. This is something which is really important. I think addressing MCQs properly will solve half of your problems. So now coming to MCQs, all the MCQs which are given at the end of the chapter should be solved. these questions might be, these MCQs at the end of the chapter might feel very easy, but trust me, direct MCQs, come again, direct MCQs from the books will be given in the examination without changing the number sometimes and without changing the options also, right? So you have to solve the things which are given at the end of the chapter. Point number one. Point number two, MCQs booklet, whichever is given by ICMAI, that has to be solved. Again, same questions, direct questions can be given from that booklet as well, right? Trust me, out of your 15 questions, 8, 9, 10 questions will be given. No, at least 8 questions or 9 questions directly from the books can be given. There are high chances. So not it's like not studying whatever you have within yourself or having the resources with you, and thinking that okay, how will the examination will be. Come on, go to the best extent whatever you can do, then you think of the other things. Next, practice papers which are released by ICMAI. There are some practice papers which are released by ICMAI. You have to go through them as well, because see, if you are able to concentrate with the MCQs very properly, you will be having 30 marks in your hand, and passing a subjects require 40 marks. So 75% you are halfway there. So that is more important, that MCQ should be perfect. And the final thing is that whether to write the explanation for MCQ, I choose write it. I had written all the MCQs for law too. I had written the section numbers as well, right? If you are confident, by the way, section numbers for law, section numbers. If you are confident enough about a section number, quote it. If you are not confident about any section number, then don't quote it, because quoting a wrong section number will give the the checker two things, two indications. That first thing, you don't know what is that, you don't know what section number this particular concept has. Second thing is that you don't know what that section number belongs to, right? So if you're confident about it, you can write, but if you're not confident, don't. In examination, along with the option, write the reason also. You might lose 5 minutes in the total, but you can get the marks, because many faculty who propose writing only the option and not the reason, I think some or the other way are cheating you. Why? The reason is that you don't exactly know what ICMI wants, because nowhere it has mentioned. Okay, now if the invigilator, or now if the examiner who is checking your answer sheet wants the reason there and you didn't write, he'll give you only 1 mark, and you can't even point that out. So be at a safer place. Be at a safer place. If it's not required, option is there. If it is required, you have written the reason also. So it's always better to play a safe game. Simple, play a safe game. That's it. Write the reason. Hardly that can be 1 or 2 lines. That's it. And hardly that will take 1 minute also for each reason. Sometimes it will take even lesser time, like 20 seconds, 30 seconds only, you're done with the reason. So you need not think that okay, this is a time waste. Hardly the total MCQs, writing each and every MCQs options and all, that will take 15 minutes. Okay, so give that time to it, and that will be worth it. Trust me. Next, finally, if you have any doubts regarding any subject, clear it off as early as possible. Now it is a high time. Now for example, now you have a doubt in time of supply, or at least value of supply, right? Even if you sit now, like if you are watching the video at 9 o'clock in the morning, 9 o'clock in the evening, the night, you will be able to cover the whole chapter by 12 o'clock, close it, tomorrow morning open it, revise it. Like if you're waking at what, 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock, just will take 1 hour to revise the whole chapter, then sit through the questions, you'll be done with the whole chapter by the 12 o'clock only. So within like what, 6, 7 or 8 hours, you're able to complete the whole chapter. So this is a high time. Just complete things as fast as possible, as soon as possible, because it's high time, dude. Like finish everything before 5th of December. You have to allot at least 4 days for your first examination. As I had stated earlier, your first examination has to be the best examination, and that you have to give the best shot. Best shot should be a first examination. And again, sometimes the first examination might be tough, because examination tend to test your psychology. Like it'll be giving you the difficult paper first, so that your mind goes off and the next paper becomes easier. You can't perform well in that also. So examination to examination completely exhaustive. Okay, keep your mood calm, your mind calm, everything calm. Just do what has to be done, right? But try to hit the first exam the best. Done. I think everything's done, and I'll be updating each and everything in the by the way, if you haven't yet joined the Telegram channel, do join, because I have shared the notes for cost accounting standards, and also now and there I'll be giving some motivation like pics and all. And yeah, mostly I'll be giving the MCQ booklets also. I'll find it somewhere. Yeah, I'll try to find it somewhere. I'll try to give the MCQ booklets also of inter and final. I think, yeah, that's it. So, anyways, so this was Akash. Please like, share, and subscribe to the video. If you have liked the video, please like it. If you didn't like the video, please let me know why you didn't like it, so that I can improve in the further videos. And please try to share it with your friends, because it's a high time and everyone needs to learn, everyone needs to know, everyone needs to grow. Next, yeah, subscribe and please press the bell icon, because whenever I post a video, you'll be getting an update and we can grow. Done. So bye bye. You're going to do well in your examinations. All the best.